Yo, it's Thursday, so think about it. Today's Thursday, and where are you at? Or where were you all day? Were you at work? Were you taking classes? Were you cleaning around the house? Whatever day it is today that you're listening to, what were you doing the last 6 days? What was your environment? A couple days ago, I talked about should we go to church. Listen on that. That was a couple days ago. And it's a few weeks ago, I had a video on building a wall around your heart. Just go to IGTV on my page and scroll almost all the way down. It's one of those last videos there. Examine what you do each week, every day, and your surroundings. As for Christians, we go to church, we go to Bible study. Now, I want to bring a disclaimer here. What I'm about to say is not saying that a Christian's attitude is saying, oh, I'm a Christian, therefore I'm better than you. My life is better than you. That's not the attitude. So what I'm about to say to you is just basically reality, right? Check your environment. Who do you surround yourself with? As a Christian, they go to church every Sunday. At least a lot of Christians does, but some don't. And if you are a Christian and you don't do these everyday thing, I would check your heart. You got to do what 𝐡𝐞𝐞 said. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself. Theologian, 𝐡𝐞𝐞. I got a video on that. But anyways, think about it. Christians go to church. Christian goes to Bible study. Christians serve their community. So at least, let's say 3 days of the week, they're surrounded with like-minded Christians hearing the word of God, the teachings of God. Where do you go throughout your week and hear how to be a better husband, how to be a better wife? Where do you go during the week hearing you got to forgive your enemies and love your enemies? We had youth group last night. If you have kids or if you're a teenager right now, where do you go or where does your kids go to hear about combating depression, anxiety, loving their classmates? That's gonna avoid fights. That's gonna avoid taking drugs. Where are you hearing those things each week? If you're not in church, you're not in Bible study, or you're not serving your community. And when you're serving your community, you're doing a service to God, your church, and your community, and you're helping others. Where is that in your weekly schedule? Just think about it for a minute. Because in Romans 12:2 it says, do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So basically your environment is going to conform who you are unconsciously. What goes in your ear, what goes in your eyes, goes in your mind and changes your heart. What are you watching each day? Where are you going each day? In Proverbs 13:20 it reads, he who walks with wise men will be wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm. So it's a huge deal what you do each week. And so I encourage you, if you are a Christian, go to church consistently on Sunday, be in Bible study, and serve at church or serve your community. And if you're not a Christian and you're listening right now, I encourage you to start checking your environment. Because if you're an adult and if you're a parent, if you're not setting yourself up in your weekly environment, like I just mentioned, you're setting up your kids for the same kind of environment. What are you learning each day, during the week, each month? Because what you surround yourself with and what you're learning each week, whatever it is, at work, at the gym, at the mall, whatever it is, are you exposing yourself to positive things? And as a Christian, positive things is the Word of God. Because the Word of God is the only Bible, the only Word of God, the only religious book that will transform lives. I remember I said this to one of my brothers at church, and he was like, well, other religious book would transform lives. I said, okay, that's a good argument. So you're basically saying that every religious book can turn a caterpillar into a butterfly. He said, yeah, correct. So let me rephrase what I said. I told him, well, the Bible, because it's God-breathed, because God wrote it, the Word of God is the only religious book that could take a dead caterpillar and transform it to a beautiful butterfly. Because Ephesians chapter 2 says that we were dead in our sin, but God made us alive. And so where are you hearing teachings like this during the week? If you're not, you're losing out. You're losing out in being a better husband, an employee, a boss, a son. All that, you're missing out. You're kind of learning life on your own. And you turn 18, like, I'm an adult, I could take care of life. No. And you're 25, you got cheaper insurance now, you have a kid. You're learning how to be a parent on your own? You're learning to be a parent from your parents? Think about that, right? You're probably, so some of us, your only advice that you learn from your parents, like, you're probably like, I'm not gonna be like that, like my dad, or I'm not gonna be like my mom. I'm not gonna do it the way they did it. That's like your motive to be a parent and your only teachings. But the Bible teaches how to be a better parent, how to discipline and love your children and raise them up, especially raise them up to know God. And so, note, check your environment. What do you do each week? Write it down and see if there's anything spiritual, godly in it to help you transform your life. Not only that, pass it on to your kids. Peace.